Hi everybody, Hillary here. I am here to read you a story, and this is actually one you can even tell that I have literally had since I was a little girl. And in fact, maybe some of the parents who are watching will even recognize some of the illustrations have to do with a certain Cabbage Patch Kid doll that was big in our time. Okay. This is a book called God Cares When Someone Else Has More, and it's based on the Hebrew scripture, Hebrews 13, verse 5. Okay, and it's written by Elsbeth Campbell Murphy, and it's illustrated by Jane E. Nelson. So again, this was one I read a lot when I was a little kid, and it was comforting to me because we didn't have a lot growing up, and so there were often times when somebody would have something else or more, and I'd feel a little jealous about it. So this was a great way to hear what God might have to say about that. God cares when somebody else has more, based on Hebrews 13, verse 5. I wish I had more stuff, God. You know, like they show on TV. My doll, Felicio Suzanne, only has 3 outfits, and I have to keep her clothes in a doll suitcase. But my friend just had a birthday and she got millions of presents. So now her doll, Melinda Renee, has 5 outfits. And my friend gets to keep all those clothes in a doll dresser that's exactly like the one they show on TV. Again, those were the big dolls when I was a kid. I don't like it when someone else has more, God. So I got tired of playing with my friend and I came home. When I got to my house, I saw my mother and another lady from church. They were sneaking out the door, like they hoped I wouldn't see them. "Where are you going?" I asked. My mother laughed and said, "We're in charge of buying toys for the children at the mission. So we're going shopping at Universe of Toys." "Universe of Toys!" I yelled. "That's my favorite store. I love that store. I want to come too." She has dreams of all the fun things she'll find there. "I knew you'd say that," said my mother, "but you'll just whine at me to buy you things." "I promise I won't whine," I said. "I can help you pick out toys for the mission kids. Oh, please let me come." "Well, all right," said my mother, "but no whining." "No whining," I said. As soon as we got to the store, God, I saw all this neat doll stuff, and I thought it would be a good idea for me to have as much as my friend, or maybe a little more. I explained to my mother what I needed, but she just said, "No whining, remember?" Tempting. "That's not fair," I said. "How come you're buying presents for kids you don't even know, but you won't buy anything for me?" "You already have plenty of toys," my mother told me. "You can get by with what you have." Then she said, "The children at the mission hardly have any toys. Now what do you think they'd like? I really want your help." So we went up and down the aisles, God, and I had to pick out toys that weren't even for me. She doesn't seem to be happy about it, huh? But then I started thinking about those kids who hardly have any toys at all, and how glad they'd be to get the ones I picked out for them. And I thought about you too, God, and how you're always busy taking care of us. I thought about how you're with those other kids, just like you were with me in the toy store. When we got home, my mother and her friend wrapped the new toys, and I told Felicia Suzanne that she'd have to get by with what she already had. So I got some scraps of material and started making doll clothes, and they turned out pretty good. I used to do the same thing to my stuffed animal. My friend came over with Melinda Renee, and I showed her how to make doll clothes too. We worked for a long time, and I knew you were right there with us, God, just taking care of us as always. And I felt very, very peaceful. I felt the way it says in your word, and this is from Hebrews. Be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. From Hebrews 13, chapter 13, verse 5. And that was one of my books from my childhood. God cares when someone else has more. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that story, and I look forward to reading another one to you soon. God bless.